Well, good morning, everybody. How great is this? Is this a great way to have a conference or what, man? You couldn't be any more comfortable. You're right there at home. You don't have to go anywhere. You're just right there in your own hometown. Everything's great. I'm great. As a matter of fact, I can truthfully say to you, you are in the right place at the right time. This is going to be exactly what you needed, and I can't wait to do it because I'm talking about something that's really important for everything, for your life and all that. This is going to be great for you. It's going to get you where you want to go. It takes you to the top. It keeps you there. And this is what I want to talk to you about. I want to talk to you about developing a yes mindset. Where you have a yes mindset. Do you have a yes mindset? Is your automatic answer pretty much yes, yes, yes? That's the thing. And if we're going to do it, how do we do it? And so I guess that's why I would say, hey, are you glad that you're here this morning listening to me? It should have been an automatic yes or allowed yes, because you have a yes mindset. Remember, that's kind of what this thing is about. So, hey, are you glad that you get to listen to me right now? Is there anybody else you would rather listen to than me right now? No, that was no, by the way. Anyway, I'm just trying to help it. We're developing a yes mindset, and I want to give you 4 things that'll help you to do that, because once you get the yes mindset will have a great impact on your results. The yes people get a better result than the no people. So I want to give you like 4 things that you can develop a better, you may already have kind of one, but a better yes mindset. And the first one is to expect a yes. Do you expect a yes? Is that part of your mindset? Is that you're going to get yeses today? Everything's going to go right today. You're going to get a yes. You're walking into yes. You're going to win. Everything's going to go good. Hey, I just saw this with Patrick Mahomes, quarterback for the Kansas City Chiefs. And you know what he did? He went on a search to get just the right Airbnb that he wanted to rent in Arizona for the Super Bowl. He wanted to find just the right place for him and his family to be right there next to the stadium and all that kind of stuff. He wanted it to be exactly the right location, the right size, the right everything for him. He went on a search for it to find that Airbnb to reserve and to pay for, take care of, make sure he had it for the Super Bowl. Now, the interesting thing about that is he did it 3 months before the Super Bowl. He reserved it 3 months. How does he know he's going to the Super Bowl? Well, what if he does something? Is he going to waste all this? He's going to pay for all this, and he's going to do all this and reserve for all this time, and then not go? How embarrassing is that? Well, wait. Here's the problem. It never even entered his mind. You see, he was doing that. He was making sure he got it for the Super Bowl because he expects to go to the Super Bowl. It doesn't enter his mind that he's not going to the Super Bowl. That's what he's going to do. He expects to go. It's Super Bowl baby. He is Super Bowl bound, and he's reserving it. His actions and everything he does reflects exactly what he expects. Now, champions have a yes mindset. You see, this is the way champions think. They expect to win. They expect all to go well. Do you? He can't see it any other way. Can you see anything else happening except for the yes? Can you see anything else happening except for the right, the good, the grow, the go? It's going to make it. It's going to succeed. This is all going to work. What do you expect? Do you expect success? Do you have a yes mentality? Well, you see, most people, honestly, by the way, I'm sure the answer that you said out loud right there was yes, right? But here, you see, most people don't. They don't. At best, they have a, well, you never know mentality. They pretty much live it, they think, they think it might work. They think this is going to work. They hope it's going to work. It might work. But is it yes? Is it a yes? I expect a yes. This is going. No, most people don't. Most people have a, well, you never know mentality. Now, see, what's the difference then in most people and Patrick Mahomes? He knows. Patrick knows. Now, that's what we want. We want that championship mindset that is a yes. So let's just resolve to do this right now, today. Starting today, you expect the patients are going to say yes. Yeah. The question is, there's no question that they're not going to say it. Why would they not say yes? It's the right thing to do. When making a recommendation of care, including stabilization care, including wellness care, that expectation is, of course they will say yes. Of course they will accept that care and so on. See, that impact will, even when you have that yes mentality, a mindset. When you have a yes mentality, here's what it means. It means that it will even impact the recommendation you make. Because see, when people don't have a yes mindset, they make a lower recommendation than they wanted to, than they should have, than the patient needed, but they didn't think the patient would say yes. And because they didn't think the patient would say yes, then they lowered the recommendation. Their expectation was lower, therefore their recommendation was lower, and your mindset matters. All the practice goes up, all your work goes up, all success goes up when you change your expectation to a yes. So you expect the patient is going to say yes to your recommendations of care. When moving a patient to wellness, you expect a yes. You do know, don't you, that the 90-some-odd% of the chiropractic practices don't recommend wellness care. You know why? Because the patient doesn't need it? No, of course not. Because it isn't the right thing to do? No, of course not. They don't expect the patient would say yes to it. They've already decided for the patient that the answer is no. And that expectation, that really, things like, and they'll build a case. They'll build a case of why the patient won't do this. All right? So, and some of that expectation, well, it's not paid by insurance. Well, it has to be cash, so the patient won't pay for this. The patient, they won't pay for anything these days. They won't pay for anything that isn't covered by insurance. And guess what happens? All of their patients live right up to their expectation because it even changes what they ask for. They don't even ask for the wellness care because they already know that the patient won't do it. And even if on just an occasion to prove their point, they offer it, they don't get it. And you know why? They don't expect it. They'll not even hear themselves say, I know you probably won't want to do this, but I want to offer it to you just in case. Yeah, that'll do it. Expectation matters, you guys. You got to have a mindset of yes, a yes mindset. And the way to do that is to expect a yes, and it changes the way you do it. And so the real reason why most doctors recommend pain relief only, the real reason why even most are taught to recommend pain relief only, is because they think that that's all anybody will do. They expect a no. In fact, they can give you a whole list of reasons why they will say no. They've already built the case for no. So you're not going to do that. Starting today, you are going to go into it with a yes mindset. That means I'm going to recommend the right thing. I'm going to recommend the best thing for that patient. And I'm going to know that they're going to say yes to it because it's the right thing to do and I expect a yes. It's so easy to anticipate a no. Anybody can do it. It's so easy to prejudge a no. Anybody can do it. Takes absolutely no faith or belief or confidence or anything. You expect a no. Who can't get it? Who can't get a no? I promise you that there isn't any person that can't walk into their world and get a no. Of course, decide the answer is no before you even give yes a chance. And guess what happens? They're right. The patient will fulfill your expectations. So expect a yes. Here's another example. When presenting the charges and asking for payments. Come on, you guys. See, you're right here. When you're asking for payment, when you're presenting the charges, expect a yes. No fear. You know they will do it. You have a Patrick Mahomes, I know we're going. I know this is going to work. I know we're going to win. If you expect a no, they will not want to let you down. They'll fulfill your expectations, but you expect yes, they'll live up to your expectations. Because, even as funny as it sounds, a lot of times they'll say yes because they don't want to disappoint you. They don't want to make you mad. You would be in absolute shock if they said no, because you totally 100% expect a yes. Hey, practice representatives, when calling a business to schedule a screening, what do you expect? What do you expect them to say? Do you expect a yes? As of today, starting today, absolutely every time, you would be shocked if they said no. Why in the world would they say no? And don't build your case for that. That's what gets you in trouble. You expect a yes because there's no good reason to not do this thing. The only reasons there are yes reasons. So don't have it in your mind the reasons why they won't want to do this thing. Reasons like, well, they've said no in the past. Well, we called them before and they said no. Hey. Is that a yes mindset? When you call them, you don't even think that. What do you think? Yes. You think yes. Everybody say yes. Oh, hey, when hiring staff people, do you expect a yes? When hiring somebody that you want, do you expect a yes? Now, I'm telling you, the expectation matters. When hiring that associate, when hiring that practice representative, I'm telling you, most people are thinking no. When hiring that insurance and collections, when hiring that therapy CA, you expect a yes. Do you anticipate having more people wanting this job than you can hire? That's what I expect. Who wouldn't want to be there? Who wouldn't want to work there? Who wouldn't want to do this? Nobody. I mean, they'd be a nut to not work with you. They'd be a nut to not work in your office. I absolutely, positively expect a yes. Or do you perhaps even hold back from the future of your purpose and your dream and your vision and your 5-year plan? You hold back on following through, on doing it, because you expect no's to these hires that you need to be able to do the job. When you anticipate a no, it impacts your results. When you anticipate a yes, it impacts your success. So you've got to make a decision right here of what it's going to be. Okay, so you expect a yes. Number 2 is you plan to say yes. I kind of lived by a rule for a long time, and it serves me well, I think, and that is only say no when you have to. I just want to say yes. I want to make people happy. I want to make the plan work. I want to expect to win. So I just plan to say yes. My plan is to say yes. I'm not going to say that there's never a time when I needed to say no to something, but I only say no when I have to. Did you get that? So, hey, let me just give you just kind of day-to-day things that can happen, and everybody did it. So the phone rings, and it's 3 minutes after closing. Do you answer it? What's the answer? Yes. Yes, because my answer is yes. I plan to say yes. Oh, there's the phone. Yeah. Yes. When a patient comes to the door 5 minutes before you open, or maybe 5 minutes after you close, and they come up and rattle the door and it's locked, do you open it? Yes. If the patient gets there late, that never happens. If the patient gets there late and missed their time and still wonders if they can get in, what's your first thought? First thought. What are you going to say? First thought is yes. Yes, it is, because you have a yes mindset starting today. Or when a patient calls, or a new patient calls, and you are, quote, full. Okay. How do you handle it anyway? Oh, you're full. Oh, can you possibly work me in? As of Keith and today, yes. Yes, you can. It's your first response. It's your first thought. It's what we're going to do. We say yes. When a patient asks if you can do something for, hey, I need you to do something for me. Could I ask you to? And what are you thinking? As soon as they even say, what are you thinking? You're thinking, yes, 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 I do. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking a yes. Well, that's the first response. Because you see, it's easy, you guys, in our world, it's easy to get in a no mindset. It's easy to suspect everybody. It's easy to feel like everybody's pulling at you. It's easy to feel like everybody's trying to get you to do something you shouldn't do or won't want to do. It's easy to feel all these pulls that, oh boy, here they go. They're wanting to break this rule. They want me to do this, and we're not supposed to do this. And so you're thinking no before you even know what they're going to ask you. So, because you don't want anybody to pull you in the wrong direction. No, that is not our goal to stop them. It is not our goal to protect our turf. Our goal is to make happy. Our goal is to make them happy. And our goal is to provide for them what they want. We are there to give them a yes. Our plan is to say what? Yes. That's the plan. Now, the third way, we expect a yes. We plan to say yes. And this is the kicker. This is a big kicker right here. And we want a yes. We want to get a yes. When we offer something, we want a yes. Because here's the real key to all this. Whoever wants it the most wins. The person who wants it the most, the yes person or the no person, the person who wants it the most, they're the one who wins. So the question I got to ask you this morning is, how badly do you want a yes? How badly do you want this? Most of the time, patients will come into your office, new patients, with a hope this works kind of mindset. They don't know. They hope it does. Probably won't. Nothing else has, blah, blah, blah. Now here's the funny thing, and you got to give it to them. When they come in, then they're hoping this works, and they want to hear you say, yes, this is going to work. You're going to love this. You're in the right place at the right time. You've done the right thing by coming in here today. This is a yes. Now, some will come in with a not just up in the air mindset. They'll come in with a no mindset. They're there because somebody else, they're there because their spouse made them or their parents made them, whatever the case may be. Some will come in with a no mindset. Now, who's going to win? I'm going to tell you who's going to win. The one who wants it the most. Do you want a yes more than they want a no? Do you know? Are you going to change their no to a yes? When you want a yes more than they believe no, you win. You see, whoever wants it the most wins. Many doctors have trouble hiring a new doctor because, as an example, they think that doctor won't want to live in their town, as an example, or don't want to be in that neighborhood or whatever. You decide for them. You decide that they're going to say no. You decide, no, my problem is they're not going to want to come here. And guess what happens, you guys? They don't. Can you believe it? Oh boy. Look, you guys, it isn't going to work that way. You have to want a yes. You find this doctor who would be just perfect for your practice, then you go after it with I am going to get a yes. Nothing else is acceptable. This is it. It's yes. I'm going to get a yes. I won't stop till I get a yes. I want this person. And so I want a yes. And what did we say? Whoever wants it the most wins. So does it matter? You must want a yes more than everyone else wants a no. The one who wants it the most wins. Now, all parents, I know, for all of you who are parents now listening right now, you understand this concept because you and your kids have this contest all the time. There's always a contest between your kid who wants you to buy them something, do something for them, take them somewhere, and they want a yes. And your first response is no, no. And you think that's going to work. Let me just tell you something. The one who wins is not the oldest one. It's not the smartest one. It's not even the right one. It's the one who wants a yes more. And so if your kid wants a yes more than you're saying no, who is going to win here? You have to decide. And you've lost many times before you ever even got started. And by the way, I'll just ask you, how many of you have ever bought your child something or taken them somewhere or done something that you did not want to do? Your thought was no, your feeling was no, your answer was no, but you did it. How many of you ever bought something, take something, can I raise your hand? The rest of you are 100% liars. I can tell you that for a fact. Of course you have. And how did they win anyway? Is it because they're smarter than you? Is it because they're better than you? Is it because they're right? No, it has nothing to do with right. You end up sometimes wishing you hadn't done that. It isn't because they're right. It's because they wanted a yes more than you wanted a no. And the one who wants it the most always wins. I will tell you this as another example. I've had many doctors tell me before they joined that they promised their spouse, for instance, before coming to the company, they promised their spouse that they wouldn't join. They promised, no, I'm not going to do this. They decided I'm not going to do this. I'm going to go just to see what it's all about, but I'm not going to do it. There is no way I'm going to do it. I can't do it. I can't afford this. And they have all the reasons why, all the promises, all the things that got involved. And at the end of the day, they're integrity doctors. Now, how did that happen? What happened here? I will tell you this. Had I expected no, anticipated no, and was going to accept the no, it would have been no. But I wanted a yes more than they had as a no. And here's the reason that's important, you guys. That would have been terrible for them. They need me to want the yes more than they want the no, because many times what they want to not do, because it's their obvious beginning negative attitude, I'm going to save them from themselves and get them to do the right thing and help them to have the right results and get success for one reason. I wanted the yes more than they wanted the no. Now, this is an easy thing for you to apply to your office and with your patients. You see, I owed it to their well-being to want a yes more than they wanted to say no. It's going to benefit them. It's the best for them. I'm for them. I'm on their side. You're on the patient's side. You are for them. And they need to say yes to wellness. They need to say yes to corrective care more than they may have when they came in wanted to say. They may have wanted to say no, but you owe it to them to want a yes more than they want to know, because it's what's best for them. Save them, help them, make a difference. It's going to matter. Hey, this is a powerful example, if you ask me. I want to talk to you about the Gaddis family. This is Coach Gloria Everhart, for those of you who have her. It's her daughter, Penny, and her family, beautiful family. And her husband, 2 years ago, Penny and her husband, Keith, set a must-have criteria for where they wanted to live. The place they wanted to buy a house, have a home, and raise their family. So they set the criteria, even printed it up on kind of a Google map thing and circled it. And Penny sent it to Gloria, her mom, sent it to Gloria and had the red circle there and asked her to pray for it. Sent the map there so Gloria would have it and pray for them to get a place here. Now there was a problem to what they were doing here. The problem is that there was nothing for sale on this street that they wanted to live on. They wanted to live on this street and in this neighborhood. There was no houses for sale on the street. There was no houses for sale right there in that area that they wanted to buy. Now, she searched the internet naturally. She called people. She talked to people. She talked to everyone in the neighborhood she could talk to. And the answers were all no. So the question is, what do? Well, most people change their criteria. Most people, well, expand it. Most people give up on it. Most people just say it can't be done. No, it's not what she did. She didn't lower the criteria. She didn't go somewhere else. She didn't drop it altogether. She wasn't going to take no for an answer. She promised Keith she was going to get a house there. So here's what she decided to do. She wrote a letter describing why she wanted her family to live on the street and have a home there, and that they were set to be there. And she wrote this letter, and then she put it in all the mailboxes, distributed it to all the houses on that street. Well, she didn't get an immediate response, but a few days later, she got a call from an elderly gentleman who had literally lived on that street, has a house there, and has lived there for 50 years, raised their family there, always lived there. Everything in there, Pastor, was in that home. He had no consideration for selling. But you know, when he read that, he thought, I can't stay here forever. I'm not going to live forever. I don't have that much time. And here's somebody that I would, this might be the right thing to do. So he called Penny, because the phone number was on there to call her. He called Penny and said, I don't have any intentions of selling, but I would be happy. I'd be fine if you'd like to come and look at it and see what you think. Then you can come and look at the house if you'd like to. Well, she was out the door. Now, I'll tell you this, even though she was out the door, she expected 50 years, he told us, she expected it to be a old house, rundown house, needs all kinds of she figured it'd be a fixer-upper for sure. She went to the house, and guess what? It had been newly remodeled. Everything was beautiful. Everything was up to date. And when she came out of there, she could not believe it. She called Gloria, her mom, and she said, Mom, it's our dream house. It's everything we wanted is in that one home. Guess what? 6 weeks later, they moved in. Pretty moving, isn't it? What it really meant. Wouldn't take no, she's going to find a home. It's a yes mindset. Now, that was 2 years ago. This year, 2 years later, Keith, her husband, tragically and unexpectedly passed away. An incredible hard blow for a young family like this, for a mom and 2 kids. And you looked at it and you said, oh no. But you know what? Instead of being without hope, instead of being out without a way, it just so happened that because they were in the right house at the right time, that neighborhood came in there and has just loved them and supported them and taken care of them. And it turns out that God had placed them in the right place at the right time. But only because Penny did not take no for an answer. She wanted a yes, and she got it. Wow, what a difference in results. So let me ask you, what about us? It appears like there's no office space available where you want it. Are you going to take no for an answer? Or do you have a yes mindset? It appears that there's no staff available where you need it. Are you going to take no for an answer? Or do you have a yes mindset? It appears that you can't get the money that you need to continue the dream. Are you going to take no? What do? Do you have a yes mindset? So the fourth thing is this. I'm coming in for a landing here. Don't give up. Don't give in until you get a yes. Try everything. The yes mindset defeats the odds. When I knew the right thing, I wanted to buy Integrity Doctors. I wanted it fulfilled my purpose. But all the financial experts said that we aren't going to get it. Way too much. The money isn't there. There isn't enough money in the business to be able to fund it. The money isn't there. There isn't enough money in my bank account to fund it. The money isn't there. We don't have this. We don't have that. Can't be done. But the real question for me was not their expertise. It was not their predictions. It was not their judgment. No, the real question was what my purpose is. And with that, it determined my resolve. I was going to get a yes. Now, I assume that because we're here this morning, you know what the answer ended up being. I got my yes. Because yes was the only acceptable answer. And I wanted yes more than they could sustain a no. Somebody will eventually give up. Somebody will eventually give in. Don't be that somebody. Don't give up. Don't give in until you get a yes. Try everything. Now, the question I want to ask you is, what if we went into our week with a yes mentality? What if we hit Monday with nothing but yeses? Because here's what can happen if you don't. A new idea can be killed by a sneer or a yawn in staff meeting, the first one you have in the week. It can be stabbed to death by a negative quip. Or it can just send you into worry. Unless, of course, you have a yes mentality. Miserable people kill great ideas. And you can't give up. You can't give in. Miserable people kill great ideas and fun every time unless you have a yes mentality. So this becomes critical, you see, because when God calls you to a purpose, keep this in mind. He has already said yes. That's really something to think about. When you have a God-given purpose and dream, remember, God has already said yes to it. Now, He just wants and needs you to say yes. So what's your answer? He wants you to love it. He wants you to believe it. He wants you to say yes. He doesn't call you to something He thought or wanted you to hate and endure. This isn't an endurance test. It isn't a hate thing. He wants you to love it. It's designed to be incredibly fulfilling. It's something that you'd be a nut to say no to. Just like I look at the doctors, if they say no, I thought, are you a nut that you're not going to do this? Are you crazy? Integrity Doctors is just what you need. You can't say no to this. This is just what you need. And you have to look at your God-given purpose and realize He is saying the same thing. You'd be a nut not to do this. You'd be a nut not to go for your purpose. This is designed to be incredibly fulfilling, a thrill ride. And realize this, if you think it isn't going to be fun, you aren't thinking about it right. With a yes mentality, you see, you can't be stopped. Try everything. So, everybody clear your throats. Say this after me. I am born to heal. I can change the health of my world. I will do whatever it takes because I believe I was born for this. Yep. Therefore, we realize we can't be stopped. Not with that. Not with this purpose. With his yes and our yes, we can't be stopped. It's the two yeses that make it a positive, gonna happen, even when it takes miracles. 1 Corinthians 3 says that we are laborers together with God. So I'll ask you, do you work like that? Do you talk like that? You talk like you're working with God? You think like someone is working right alongside with God? Would this change some of our thoughts if we thought like that? Some of our expressions, some of our statements, some of our actions. He's right there with you, and he has already said yes to your purpose. Wow, what a difference this makes, you guys. It's pretty exciting. So, how does the yes mindset apply to your purpose, to changing the health of your world? Do you say yes that you can? Can you do it? What about getting the 80%? Is it even possible? What's your answer? I'm expecting everybody. What's your answer? Is it even possible? Is it possible to change the health of your world? We won't take no for an answer. Oh, and by the way, can we take the lead in healthcare? And by the way, who's going to get it? Who's going to get the lead? One who wants it the most. That's the mindset. So let me test your mentality real quick, and then I'm finished. Real quick, here we go. When you are going to go for something then, like this purpose, that will require a miracle to accomplish, what do you say? Even when others say it can't be done, when no one else can see it, no one else believes it, what do you say? Even when you're feeling too tired, you're way too tired. You're too tired to be there this morning. You're too tired to follow through. What do you say? Even when you are behind in your plan, what do you say? Even when you have failed at an attempt several times, do you keep at it? Yes. A yes mindset will change your results. And that's what we want. And that's why I'm glad you're here. That's why I'm glad you're listening. That's what I wanted to tell you. And I hope I've nailed the mindset in your mind. So that's all I have to say about that.